Hi there everybody, it's Mike and Nikki Howell coming at you from our backyard in Chess, Senegal, and we have something we'd like to share with you today.
So what we're doing today is we're making tea. This is green tea. It's called attaya here, and a lot of people drink it in the afternoons or at night or after a meal. It takes about 3 hours to do it from round 1 to 3. They drink it in these little cups and these little teapots that they boil over. It's called a furno. And it's just a great way to spend time together, to have the opportunity to talk and enjoy some conversations and kind of relax. You'll often see groups of people sitting around drinking tea in the afternoons. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to make some tea, and you guys get to come along for the ride.
So something we've been learning and processing in our ministry a lot lately is the idea of quantity time. We often use the term quality time in our relationships, but here we're learning more and more how important quantity time is. And that's why the image of making attaya is really appropriate. We've just noticed in our relationships here that people value the amount of time spent together, even if that time is not necessarily filled with super deep conversation or moments that seem meaningful on the surface. We are learning more and more how just showing up for people is impactful. And an opportunity that we've had to show up for people in our community lately is actually through marking the passing of loved ones. It just so happens that in the last 4 months, we've had 4 different close relationships where someone either that we were close to or that was close to one of our friends has passed away. And this has just afforded us a lot of opportunities to show up for people. This culture has a lot of events surrounding a death, and we've been able to attend more of those than ever before. Visitations, gathering on the 8th day, the 40th day, meeting with especially widows during the imposed 4-month mourning period, and as well as a gathering to mark the end of that mourning period. There's just been so many opportunities for us to sit with people, share a meal, make some attaya, and be present. And that matters to people. People have acknowledged to us and recounted to us what we've shown up for them for. And we like to think of this as building relationships that can bear the weight of truth. Recently, I've been reading a book called Cross-Cultural Servanthood, written by Dwayne Elmer. Would highly recommend. And he characterized ministry as a humble sharing of the good news made possible by the mutual respect of a genuine friendship. And that is exactly what we're here to do. In many ways, nothing more, nothing less. And we found in this culture that often comes through quantity time.
All right, we have been boiling for a couple minutes here. So we're gonna go ahead and add some sugar, about one of those little cups right into there. And now we have the process of mixing it back and forth to make sure that that sugar gets mixed in and we can enjoy a nice sweet cup of tea. So along with, after mixing the sugar, part of the process is pouring the tea back and forth between the cups in order to build up the foam at the top, which people like to slurp when they're drinking the tea. A sign of how good you are maybe is how much foam you can build up. Obviously, I'm not very good spilling a lot here.
I want to share specifically about one of these relationships. I have an elderly neighbor whose husband passed away, And the story that we might often share in an email update or other correspondence is that I was able to spend time with her last week and share the story of Hagar. I thought it was appropriate, considering her pain and sorrow that she's facing, for her to be reminded that there's a God who sees her and provides for her in her suffering. But the part of the story that you maybe wouldn't always hear is that the opportunity to have this conversation really came after so much invested time, showing up for the 8th day gathering after her husband passed away, bringing her some snacks at Christmas time and a bag of food and provisions during Ramadan, and just other ways that we've been able to have touch points with her and seemingly not having big significant conversations up to that point. And it's just another reminder for us that this is not wasted time, this is invested time. Yeah.
So this is the first round, and typically they would do 3 rounds of this tea, and it would progressively get sweeter as the tea leaves get weaker. And it's a great metaphor for us in our ministry here, how as we spend time with people and get to know them more and more, our relationships can go deeper and hopefully grow sweeter as we share the fragrance of Christ. And that's our challenge to you as well. Do you have relationships in your life where you can invest the quality time in order to bring the gospel into those conversations and those relationships?
And we can see how Jesus modeled this, even in his relatively short ministry on earth. He invested so much time in just doing life alongside of his disciples. It's just an encouraging reminder to us that Jesus not only values quality, but also quantity time.
Kaya binasa.
Nachnalol.
Good?
Mm-hmm.